Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. In the last episode, we found out that this lady's daughter went missing. In this episode, we're gonna try to find her, but also a few other things around town that have now been opened up to us. We go down here. I do believe. Pale. It's Kukiel. What, Kukiel's missing? She was abducted by a monster. You don't think this has anything to do with all those silly stories about a horrifying monster that's been living here in Skyloft for ages, do you? This creature appears in the dead of night, scaring folks and even taking away children. Probably nothing more than a scary story or some older brother made up to terrorize his younger siblings, but still it makes me wonder. Alright. So, what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to sleep, I believe, tonight. Which wasn't really a feature that's been discussed right at this moment, but it is a feature. You have the ability to sleep until night only in Skyloft, and you cannot leave. That's a bit of a downside. I kind of wish there was a day and night system on the actual Earth, because, well, there's always a day and night system in every other Zelda on Earth. So it just would make sense. So what you can do, you can either, one, go to someone's bedroom and sleep it off. For some reason they won't really care. Or two, you can go into your own room. Why nobody cares, I don't know. I guess it works out for the hero of the sky, I guess. To be honest, I don't really know what we're the hero of. Because there's the hero of time, the hero of twilight, the hero of the seas, or ocean, or the wind, whatever it's called. Also, we can only go out through one specific door, I believe, through here. I think it's the upwards door. This is when the game starts to get a little bit interesting. Whoops. Not the door to go outside. No, we have to pass the restroom on the way out. Thankfully, no ring girls came after me. So, at night, enemies will spawn everywhere. The knights really aren't doing their job cleaning up, well, random enemies just lying around. You can come across slimes, bats, evil cats, pretty much everything. There'll just be tons of enemies here, except for goblins. I don't really get a lot of the time stuff later down the line, considering the fact that, oops. I'm just gonna dodge you. To be honest, I consider, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and Twilight Princess to kind of be their own games in their own universes. Not attached to any of the other Zeldas, because when you start messing with time, things just go weird, and you always have, like, that one person who's like, oh, I like this timeline better, or I like this timeline better, make this game because this timeline's way better. You'll always have people who are like that instead of liking both. And if you like both, you can never really agree with either one because, well, they just won't agree. Or agree to disagree. I had a lot of instances like that. That I've seen some people either say, you know, Twilight Princess is, better or crap comparatively to Wind Waker, which I like both of them. Now, Twilight Princess is my favorite of the two, but it just mainly has graphics that I like. I actually like darker graphics and toned down colors better because my eyes hurt really bad if I get to playing a game that has really freaking colorful graphics, and that's one of the reasons why I can't really play Aladdin's Quest as often as I'd like, is because it burns my eyes up. But yeah, I love the graphics, and of course I think the story is just a tad better, but I also love Wind Waker, and I think Wind Waker's just supposed to be silly, and it's supposed to be, you know, fun. Which is also necessary. It's not a great thing to take everything so seriously all the time. That's why I keep saying that, sometimes it's good to have comedy. Well, it's always good to have comedy and make light of the situation, but... Alright. I forgot about something. Whoops. We actually have to go talk to that old man, and I completely forgot about it. Let's just break into someone's house and use their bed. It'll be faster. Who are you? Oh, you're the parts dealer. Well. Good night. Also regenerate all your hearts this way, which is really nice. But yeah. As I've said before, humor is a great thing, and also, you know, sometimes dark and scary and whatever is also necessary. But I feel like if you have one that's like of any type of thing, no matter what it is, be it romance, be it whatever, if you have too much of it, then it's not a good thing. I don't think for anything. Which is what I like about Wind Waker and all those other games. I tend to, honestly, I like all the Zelda games. If I'm to be honest, the only one I don't like is Breath of the Wild. Mainly because I feel like that's a game that I have to consider not a Zelda game. It just has too many elements of other things to be a Zelda game. To me, it won't ever be that. And, like, I really don't want to say that, but, like, Breath of the Wild, in my opinion, just does not compare to these ones. Because it's not even the same game. It's not even the same game type. So, like, yeah. I have some opinions about that. And once again, it's just my opinion. Or whatever. I know there's a lot of people who love the game. But I really, really wanted to love it. But unfortunately, just that was not for me. It never actually went past the, like, playing it for a few minutes. You have the global look that says you might have taken old man's family seriously. So tell me, do you believe in that Skyloft monster? She didn't call it a monster. It's a demon, I tell you. No one can say for sure because no one's seen it and lived to tell the tale. What? You want to know how come I'm telling the tale if nobody's seen it is left alive? Is that it? Yep. Well, I saw it, but I was able to escape by the seat of my pants. I was saved by cat-like reflexes, I tell you. So you're gonna tell me you're gonna turn into a demon lemur at night? Any regular person would have lived long enough to scream. Anyway, I saw that thing, I tell you. It's a great big tree in the cemetery. I walked by that tree in the middle of the night and I saw it hit the gravestone nearest to the tree, and the gravestone lit up. Pushed the gravestone and the door of the storage shed opened up all by itself. Monster then went into the shed and then it closed the door behind itself, which was unexpectedly polite for a demon. It's the most terrifying thing these old eyes have ever seen. If you're smart, you'll stay clear of the cemetery in the middle of the night. Now I know what to do. Alright. But yeah. Like, usually I don't try to judge a game too harshly within a few first, like, minutes or 30 minutes or whatever I play. But judging by some of the things that I've seen in it, like, there were a lot of things that just did not feel like a true Zelda to me. It's like, I'm not against changing gameplay mechanics or whatever. I would be playing this game and loving the game. or Wind Waker for that matter, or say Phantom Hourglass, or Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Like, changing in gameplay mechanics is what makes all the Zeldas special. That's one gameplay mechanic that really sets them all apart. But when you have a game that feels more like a bootleg of a different type of game, but with the same graphics and same cast, it doesn't ride right with me. Let's see where we're going. Where can I sleep closest to the graveyard? Can we even see it from here? Oh, there it is. Even though I think the gameplay is a little funky in this one and a little whatever, I think it's still, you know, able to get, you know, by very easily with it, and it's fun and it's easy to learn and all that. Even though it's got quirky moments. I like gameplay being quirky, I just don't like it when it's, like, completely and utterly not the same. I guess an example of that would be, I spoke of this a lot, and I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but I don't like Final Fantasy XIII because it's kind of overwhelming and a lot of the gameplay elements are not like the typical RPG experience, like... And I like things being different, unique for an RPG experience, don't get me wrong, but like... Final Fantasy XIII has a lot of problems. Not just with the gameplay mechanics, but I'm using that as an example. Specifically, making farming mandatory is a bad decision in any department, but yeah. Alright, there's the graveyard. Push over this grave. That's weird. I feel like that should have worked. Also, so much for living forever, right? Man, this quest always feels a little bit finicky to me. We got a rupee, that's nice. I will say, though, that I think the Z-targeting in this game is probably the best of the games that I've seen with Z-targeting. The worst probably being, like, affectionately worse, not judging it too harshly, but I think the first games that had Z-targeting probably had the worst because they were just figuring it out. Like Ocarina of Time and all that. I don't know why this isn't working. It's not as if it's witchcraft. Thought talking to the old man was the only thing we need to do, but maybe it's not. Maybe we need to go around town and talk to everyone that needs, talking to. I could have sworn, though, that just talking to the old man was what triggered the quest to be, well, able to be done. But maybe not. Well, if we don't find this out within, like, the next few minutes, I'm probably just gonna move on to Eldon, because we're already running out of a lot of time for this episode for just running errands. Ah, yes, you. So, you went and spoke to that old pumpkin chugger, did you? Told you that you should deal a blow to the gravestone nearest the tree and then move it to find the monster? Well, just a lot of hot air. Either way, you're better off not walking around outside after dark. Okay, so I had to hit it first. Okay, that makes more sense. I missed an instruction, which is not the first time. I'm just gonna slowly walk over to this bed and not look you in the eye for whatever the heck this is. Oh. I hope I don't get any diseases. You died of dysentery. I'll see you, lady. Leaving already, Cloud? See Pipit out on patrol. Make sure you wave and say hello. Oh yeah, one thing I did want to ask people who are watching these videos. I want to ask you a pretty big question. Do you like games that have rough edges like this? Like, there's still a little bit of rough edge there, but it's still roughly smooth. Still rough, though. You like games like this, or do you like games that are so smooth that, like, you can see your reflection in them, basically? Because personally, on the voting committee of that, I don't like games where the models are too smooth. I like there to still be some etching there. Mainly because I feel like no game should try to be perfect in appearance. And keep smoothing out the edges and smoothing out the edges, because eventually it just looks really weird to me. I don't know why, but it almost looks freaky sometimes. Alright, let's hit it. And move it. And there we go. Took way longer than it needed to. But I try to keep as much as I possibly can of my fails and attempts and all that. Be careful not to fall, because if you fall, you will get fast traveled up to the surface, and that's not good. Eek! You see Kukiel right there? Hey, what's wrong? Why do you look so scared? Did something happen to you? Stop, please, I beg of you. Don't hurt me. Oh, goodness. I know how bad this must look to you right now, but I assure you I mean no harm. We were just playing the scream as loud as you can game. Isn't that a fun game? Oh dear, perhaps an explanation's in order. My name is Beatrix, and I am a monster who resides here in this humble dwelling below Skyloft. Please allow me to correct one popular misconception. Well, I am certainly a monster. I wouldn't dream of terrorizing the people of this town. So you see, this adorable girl is the only one who wouldn't let loose a blood-curdling scream at the sight of me. Since she began to visit me here, I've felt positively jubilant. You see, my heart's only wish is to become friends with the lovely people of Skyloft. But as you can surely imagine, it has proven quite difficult to break the ice when they are struck with paralyzing fear at the mere sight of me. I assure you nothing would fill my heart with joy more than to be friends with the fine people of this town. But as soon as I try to approach any of them and extend my claw on friendship, they run and scream as though they've seen a walking nightmare. Alright, silly me, I've gotten ahead of myself. You see, there is an old tale among my monstrous kin that goes as follows. It seems that when humans make other humans happy, happy humans produce a substance known as a gratitude crystal. I don't know what humans you've seen, buddy, but that's not how it works. Gratitude crystals are quite amazing. Just looking at them and knowing that there was such gratitude in the world caused me to turn from a monster into a human. Oh my goodness, nothing would delight me more than become a human. The moment I laid my regrettably demonic eyes on you, I could tell you had a gentle and generous heart. When I broke a dude's freaking chandelier and I had the option to just completely forget about it, just like now. It's completely optional quest. Sure, buddy. Truly, you'll help me? Read that you can obtain pure gratitude crystals by helping the people and solving their troubles. They could also be merely lying about here in Skylock or someone else among the clouds. Anywhere you find people, I'm sure one with heart as pure and genuine as yours will be able to see them. Please solve some troubles and gather me all the gratitude crystals you can find. Any help you provide will be dearly appreciated. I promise your assistance will not go unrewarded. You got some explaining to do. He's not a bad man. He saved me one time when I almost fell over the edge. He lets me come here and scream as loud as I want. Anyway, he said it was dangerous to go alone at night, so we'll just hang out here for a while. Tell my mom I'll come home in the morning. Okay. So this quest line, the Gathering of Gratitude Crystals, you want to get that. Because I believe if you don't, any quest you ever do from now on will have to resort to you doing them all over again. Or not doing them all over again, sorry. They will result in you having to talk to the people all over again, which can be rough because there's a lot of people. And yeah. And sometimes activating this first will activate the other quest line as well. So it's good to get this out of the way if you want to do all the quests. Which it is very worth your time to actually do this, even if you don't want to get 100% in it, because there are a lot of rewards in there that are very good. Alright, whose house is this? Tippet's? Whose house is this? Potion dealer's house. I'm surprised I don't know where a lot of these people live, given the fact that they all live here. There doesn't seem to be that big of a population here to be, like, not being able to know where anyone lives. I kind of wish there was more people in this town, to be honest. One thing I really liked was, in Twilight Princess and in, Wind Waker, you do have small towns, yes, but there's plenty of them. And at least in, Twilight Princess, there are so many people in Hyrule Castle Town. It's ridiculous. But it makes the game feel a lot more whole. One thing I don't like about, some other games is that I've played over the years, that I've seen is, like, some of them don't. They don't have any towns at all or any other people, so you're just there. And I think it really makes the game feel isolated. Sometimes that works with games like Minecraft and whatever, but for RPG games, it doesn't really work that well. Nothing more satisfying than doing a quest or, you know, fetching something or anything like that. That's the shop owner's house. We're gonna need to know these places anyway, because this will, update on our map. Potion shop owner's house. Where on earth is Cookie Owl's house? I bet the death rates here, though, are very high. If they just fall off the edge. Oh, you found Cookie Owl! Well, I guess it's good to hear that she's at least with friendly and responsible adult, but I just can't wait to see her. Well. Oops. Let me just use your bed. I mean, I guess it's good that I do know these people at this rate. But with that, though, in the next episode of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, we will be continuing the adventure, going to Eldin, seeing what all lies there. See you guys then.